with Steve songs.
It's WordGirl, word-minded student by day, and crime-fighting superhero, well, during the day too.
Word up!
WordGirl, weekdays on PBS Kids Go, or watch anytime you want at pbskidsgo.org.
In WordWorld, friends are always around to help.
I'm scared. Of what? School. It's okay, Shark. We go to school to learn.
WordWorld, weekdays on PBS Kids, or watch anytime you want at pbskids.org.
Guess what? The Dinosaur train is headed your way.
This is so exciting! You have to come see it! It's amazing! Well, what are we waiting for?
Catch Dinosaur Train, weekdays on PBS Kids, or watch anytime you want at pbskids.org.
Thomas and Friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
The engines were getting irritated one night at the sheds. James was talking about how splendid he was and wouldn't stop boasting. "Pride of the line," he'd say loudly to everyone. "When the children see me pass, they see a bright red flash as I pull the passengers." No one wanted to say a word. so Toby spoke for them. "Really now," Toby began, "if you ask me, I believe when the children see you pass, they see an engine that got bested by a tram engine. Imagine a tram like me pulling you and the coaches." The other engines burst out laughing, all except James. He remembered the time he had to push Toby and pull his coaches, and the children made fun of him. He didn't fancy being reminded of it. "I pushed you and the coaches. Everyone knows that." "I don't know," said Thomas cheekily. "Toby could pull you along the main line any day." "Pah!" snorted James. "I'd like to see him try. He's but a weak engine. The day that happens, paint me blue." With that, James rolled back into the sheds, falling asleep. The next morning, the Fat Controller came to see James. "You must head to the works for maintenance," he boomed. "We need to check your parts to see what might need mending." "But I feel fine, sir," James protested. "If you are fine," he replied sternly, "then the workmen will tell me, and not you. Carry along now." James rolled his eyes and puffed away. He was soon coasting down the main line. His mood was much lighter by then. "Never mind," he chuckled. "Nothing like a nice run to stretch my wheels." But the run didn't last long. Steam burst from James's cab, and he slowed down to a complete stop. "Oh, dear," he groaned. "I don't feel so well." "Your safety valve has burst," called out his driver. "We're going to need help to get to the works." Toby was shunting in the yards when the yard manager came to see him. "James is stranded on the main line," he told Toby's driver. "Do you think you could take him to the works?" "We can sure try," replied his driver. And away they went to find James. James was looking down at his buffers when he heard the familiar sound of a bell. Toby was backing down in front. "You've got to be joking," he snapped. "You can't pull me anywhere. You'll burst before you even make it halfway." Toby soon coupled up and called out, "We'll see. Ready?" "As ready as I'll ever be," he said darkly. Toby tried to pull, but his wheels began to slip. "I knew it!" exclaimed James. "You can't even move me!" But before James could say another word, he felt himself begin to move. Toby was pulling him. It was a slow journey, but Toby didn't stop. Every passing engine watched in surprise, all except Thomas, as he gave a suit-eating grin. Eventually, they made it to the works, leaving James in awe. No words were exchanged. James was humbled, and Toby didn't have the steam to say anything as he puffed away. The next day, however, Toby was surprised to see an engine that looked like James. But he didn't have red paint, but a coat of blue. He said nothing to Toby as he passed, but all Toby could do was laugh.
High up in the Soto Hills, among the lakes and trees, there are some very special friends Thomas likes to see. They are the narrow gauge engines running kept secret, who people hardly know. Because they're small, they take the loads where bigger trains can't go. They work with James and Thomas at the transfer yard. And though they're cute and friendly, these engines work so hard. They are the narrow gauge engines running on narrow gauge track. Scarlo, Repeater, Sam, Renee is the handle and the back. They've got their own controller, Mr. Percival is his name. And though they're small, they're strong and really useful just the same. Walkers, campers, fishermen, to all of them they're friends. Puffing proudly up the slopes and rattling round the bends. They are the narrow gauge engines running on a narrow gauge track. Friends like Rusty, Duncan, Fearless, Freddy, Mighty Mac. They've got their own controller, Mr. Percival is his name. And though they're small, they're strong and really useful just the same. They are the narrow gauge engines running on narrow gauge track. Friends like Rusty, Duncan, Fearless, Freddy, Mighty Mac. They've got their own controller, Mr. Percival is his name. And though they're small, they're strong and really useful just the same.
The island of Sodor is home to lots of Thomas's friends. Friends on the rails, friends on the roads, and even some friends in the air. They are all very different, and each very special. And they are all Thomas's friends. Percy is Thomas's best friend. Percy is a small green tank engine. Percy is very proud of his home, the island of Sodor. One day, a famous artist arrived on the island. Sir Topham Hatt had chosen Percy to show the famous artist the special places. The famous artist would choose the most special one to paint. Thomas was very excited for his best friend. The famous artist boarded Percy, and Percy puffed proudly away. First, Percy took the famous artist to Shen Valley, but the famous artist said it was too green. Next, they went to Normanby Beach, but the famous artist said it was too yellow. The viaduct was too tall. And the windmill was too round. At last, Percy pulled into Knapford Station. He was sure the famous artist would think Knapford was very special. But the famous artist said it was too busy. Percy was so cross his boiler bubbled, and his face went red as James. He told the famous artist that everywhere on Sodor was special. And he wheezed steam as crossly as he could. Thomas was very proud that his friend was so brave in front of the famous artist. Sometimes Percy gets muddled. That's when his best friend Thomas can help him. One day, Sir Topham Hatt was sick. Lady Hatt told Percy he was the controller for the day. She told Percy to give Gordon, James, and Toby special jobs. Thomas wanted to help Percy, but Percy was sure he didn't need anyone's help. Later, Percy had muddled up Lady Hat's orders. He had given the engines all the wrong jobs. All the engines were very upset. It was a terrible mess. Now Percy really needed Thomas's help. Thomas was happy to help his friend. Thomas knew that together they could put everything right. And by the end of the day, all of the engines were doing the right jobs. Together, Thomas and Percy, the two tank engines, are always happy to huff and puff, chuckle and chatter, and be really good friends. Emily is pulling the express, but today the express has 2 extra passenger cars. Emily finds it hard to puff up Gordon's Hill. Emily is stuck. But here's Edward. Edward is Emily's friend. A friend will always help you. Mavis is shunting freight cars at the quarry. Freight cars can be troublesome. Shunting all these cars will take Mavis a long time. But here's Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben are Mavis's friends. A friend will always help you. Thomas is taking some cars of fish from the docks to Knapford Yards. Thomas will have to pull smelly fish all the way to Knapford. But here's Arthur. Arthur is Thomas's friend. A friend will always help you. Edward helped Emily. Bill and Ben helped Mavis. And Arthur helped Thomas. It's good to have friends. Here are lots of dots. Join the dots together and you'll see one of Sir Topham Hatt's engines. Can you guess which one it is? Here we go. There's the tall funnel and the dome. Around the cab and the engine's coal tender. There are lots of wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs. This engine is almost the same shape as Edward, but it's a different color. Red. It must be James. Hello, James. Today, Thomas, James, and Henry are being repainted, but there's a problem. The labels have come off the cans of paint. No one knows which color paint is in which can. Is the paint in the first can the right color for Thomas? Let's see. It's red. Is that the right color for Thomas? No. Thomas isn't red. What about the second can? Blue. That looks better. Thomas is blue. Who's next? James. James is red. Can you remember which can the red paint was in? Was it this can? No, that's not right. The third can is full of green paint. What about trying the first can again? Red. That's right. The first can is full of red paint. There's one more engine to be repainted. Henry. Henry is green. Can you remember which can the green paint was in? Was it this can? Yes. The green paint is in the third can. Now, Henry, James, and Thomas are all the right color. And how smart they look, too. Well done.
The Wild Nor'Wester is Sodor's express passenger train service par excellence, created to provide a fast way of travel between the island and London. Pulling it is a very important task, as the train's timetable is very strict. Gordon is in charge of the Express, and he always runs it on time. He is proud of this, but sometimes his ego is even bigger than himself. One day, the big blue engine was rested in an effort. He was to take the afternoon express and didn't lose the chance to boast about it.
You know, little James, pulling this fast and heavy train isn't a job for just any engine. You need someone as big and strong as me to pull it.
Nonsense! Have you forgotten the times that I've taken the express? And besides, a decent-sized engine like me, or even 2 tank engines could pull it.
Oh, little James. You may have pulled it once, but the Fat Controller wouldn't ask you again. The only thing he'll ask you to do is to pull some trucks.
And what makes you think that?
James, there is a coach lane that needs to be taken to Wellsbury, and you'll have to do it. Oh, and you'll have to do the shunting by yourself.
James was furious and pulled off to start shunting.
Oh, that Gordon. One of these days I'll give him one.
A bit of time later, Gordon passed by to tease James even further, and stopped to wait for the points to change. Meanwhile, the angry red engine bumped the trucks roughly and proceeded to back down the line to add more trucks to his train. He didn't notice that Gordon was there.
James, watch out!
When he did, it was already too late.
James!
Exclaimed Gordon, fuming red.
I'm sorry, Gordon. I didn't mean to...
Oh, yes, you did!
No, I didn't.
What's this fuss about now?
James hit me on purpose!
That's not true!
Silence, you two! We haven't got time for this now, and the passengers are waiting.
I can't move! What has happened to me? The bump from the trucks didn't damage Gordon, but it did manage to jam his brakes, blocking him from going anywhere.
Oh, Jed. James, go for the express. And Gordon, I'll go and ask Edward to take you to the works. That's all for now.
And so the engines did. After Edward had brought Gordon to the works, he started to think about James' action and began sulking. The workmen managed to release the blue engine's brakes, but more work still needed to be done on them. In the meantime, James was having a wonderful time with the express.
Now this is a job made for an important engine like me.
The next day, when Gordon was fully mended, his crew tried to light the fire, but he wouldn't budge. Gordon was still sulking and angry at James. He didn't want to move. A few days had passed, and the mixed traffic engine began to feel the weight of the workload on his back.
Is this train getting heavier and heavier each day or what?
Steady, boy. Don't overwork yourself.
Oh dear. I can't do this for much longer,
panted James. He looked down and wondered.
I need to put things right.
That evening, James decided to whistle Gordon hello at the works. But of course, Gordon wasn't pleased on seeing him again.
Go away! Leave me alone! Haven't you caused me enough harm already?
No hard feelings, Gordon. It was an accident.
Oh, you would say that. Thanks to you, nobody needs me. Even a small engine like yourself can take my place pulled in the express.
Look, I've not come here to tease you, but to apologise. Even though I didn't cause the accident on purpose, I admit that pulling the express every day is certainly too much for me. So, could you please come back?
He didn't reply at first, but after what had been days, a smile had finally appeared on his face. The next morning, the engineers tried to light his fire. This time, Gordon's boiler fizzled and steam began to build up quickly. The engine roared into action. Like a breathing dragon, Gordon puffed proudly out of the works, ready to pull Sodor's Wild Nor'Wester.
Let's roll. We climbed down to the bottom of the wall.
Super Y, weekdays on PBS Kids, or watch anytime you want at pbskids.org.
I'll race you to Titten's Sheds. All your favorite engines are having fun on the island of Sodor.
You've come to the right place, my friend.
All aboard! You won't want to miss Thomas and Friends on PBS Kids.
Weekdays at 1 on WLIW21.